So, Neil, another very busy week here. What are your final reflections on last weekend's game against Barnet?
Yeah, tight game against what I consider the best team in the league. I think they've had clean sheets in about 5 or 6 games, so chances were at a minimum. I thought the game was a real sort of slog for both teams, running game, teams trying to find ways of having box entries, I think, to create the chances. And naturally, with where they are, they created a little bit more than us. But the boys gave the best account of themselves they could, and that's all I can keep asking for from them.
And ins and outs, we found out on Tuesday that, or Monday afternoon, that Junior was to be recalled by Notts County, and then we reacted by bringing in another midfielder in Jamar Lawson yesterday. What were your thought processes of bringing him in, and how disappointed with you to lose Junior?
Yeah, of course, Junior. He's been a little bit stop start. Obviously, with family issues, he had his calf, so we've had a few little issues that haven't quite got him playing as regularly as we hoped. And he showed obviously what he could do at Dagenham, what we knew we'd signed him for. So yeah, disappointing, but it is that time of year where clubs have to protect themselves and look at what they need. The loan deadline ends Thursday next week, so clubs have to sort of make sure they've got what they've got in the building, and when you loan players, that's always the sort of risk you take. So disappointing, but it is what it is. And yeah, with Shamar, it's we've been looking at what positions we needed, and behind the scenes, we certainly haven't been sitting on our hands. From Jody, Simon, myself, we've been going back and forth and trying to explore every opportunity and every option we've got to strengthen for the running. We've had the owner's blessing for that, so there's it's not a case of us just settling for what we've got. And he's one that Simon's watched for a long time and knows well. Brings a real athleticism, great running power, and he's very very tidy on the ball. And obviously we've lost Dale for another 3 games, so you just put it all in, and Incy's struggling and hasn't trained as much as we'd like. So we're very light in that area. So that's one of 2 or 3 different areas and positions that we're definitely looking at for the running.
And with the schedule now between now and the end of the season, I think until the final week of the season, this is the last 5-day week we've had with no fixture. How's training looked for you and the boys this week?
Yeah, we a light Monday, a reasonable Tuesday, and a reasonable Thursday. A lot of match prep on Thursday, and a light Friday. It's been great because, as you know, the numbers have been sort of the outfield numbers have been very light. So when we prepped for Barnet, we was prepping with 15 outfield players, and it's hard to create the scenarios you're going to face. So this week we had 4 players from the academy came up with us, certainly trained on Thursday, Friday with us. And to be fair, they've trained really, really well, and they always do whenever they come up. With Tom Gardner, Leo Christophers, we've had Louis came up, and we had Lucas come up, and like done a great job smashing kids. And it's really good for them to get to feel. Martin Tyler came and actually watched training, and he looked at the level of detail we was going into on shape work, on opposition work, and hopefully the kids can kind of benefit from the insight that first team level creates when it comes to trying to prep for a game of football.
And on Tuesday night, we had to sit and watch a lot of teams in and around us play each other. And another example of our league of any team can beat any team on any given day. So looking ahead to tomorrow, how big is this game, and how much can we just only control what we can control?
Yeah,
Looking
well,
forward.
that's the key to it. Listen, Todd's our owner's very very new to this, and naturally he's 3,000, 4,000 miles away. His emotions of seeing stuff like that might well they might stir some stuff up. But the long and short is, my job as manager, and certainly Simon's job, we've got to stay calm. We've got to stay calm with the players. We've got 10 games. The way I see it is that I can't, number one, I can't let what other teams do ruin my night or my day. Certainly, my team might do that every now and then. So I can't let that ruin my night or my day, or make me any more anxious than I should be. We need. I've always said along when we've talked about the league table and whether we've jumped a position or not, it's always an end game, and the end game might be 52 points. We've talked about the 50 mark. It might be 52, and that's what it is. And if it is, it's 3 wins, it's 3 draws, it's 4 wins. Out of 10, that's what it is to get there. And that's in our control. So let's just focus on that. And yeah, all games are important, every game, because you'll soon run out of them. But you can't put one game more important than the other. So yes, Saturday, I know they're down there with us, and people talk about the 6-pointer. But if it didn't go your way and you lost the game, it's one of 4 losses, maybe 5 losses that you're allowed if you win enough games to still get where you want to go. And you have to put that in a context. Now's not the time for panic, for shouting at the players, for getting anxious. It's just, let's try and focus on 10 really good performances.
Excellent. Thank you, Neil. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheers.